Howdy everyone, this is Mobot, this is the Dime Society, and welcome back to episode number 131. We are standing out front the base. We've been doing a lot of work in between episodes, and we've been getting this thing to come a whole lot further. So if we go ahead and take a peek on inside, our effects gonna kick in. There we go. The ceiling goes way more down the path here. We're pretty close to where we want to connect it to the next section of the base, which is pretty neat. We've been doing some work around in here, trying to break up that andesite. We've been doing a decent job at that. We also stuck in some concrete to help with that, and we've got a staircase in the back. I think this was all stuff we did for the most part in last episode. Along with that, that's new. That's a sheep farm. We did that in the last episode. Go ahead and check that out if you missed it. Apparently, my wings didn't want to engage there. If we come on back here, though, we pretty much fixed it from last episode. We had nowhere near enough sheep in there, and it was extremely slow. We've got a whole lot more in there, and we're getting a lot of wool now, which is pretty awesome. And if we go ahead and bounce on up here, we've been breeding them up, and we have pretty much no blank spaces anymore. So that's pretty cool. Once in a while, they will start to separate and the contraption slows down. But for the most part, we always have sheep butt to butt here, which is absolutely incredible. So we've got these two dispensers right here, each with shears in them. And then we've got a clock ticking back and forth behind them. So they're always firing. And then whenever a sheep walks in front of them, they're going to get sheared. And the wool is going to get dropped down into the storage area and sorted out into the correct shulker box below. Is this dude going to get sheared? Sometimes this can be a little slow. There we go. You saw it go. So, wow, we've actually used a whole lot of shears. I haven't checked this in quite some time. So that's definitely something that we could run out of. And we're going to need a way up here. So as we start to brick this in, which I would like to do in today's episode, hopefully, we're going to have to figure out what we want to do with all the windows in the area as well. But once we get this all blocked off, there's that guy. We're going to have to figure out how we can get back up here and dump more shears in. And we could possibly just do it from the bottom with an item elevator, but that could get a little sloppy. Let's see what this dude's got to offer. Not a whole lot. Pufferfish in a bucket? Probably don't need that. The coral might be cool, but I really have no application for it. So, goodbye. Thank you. Thank you. Let's get some leather, because why not? We do need some item frames. Where are you going? Come back here. A cow farm probably wouldn't be a bad idea. And oh, look, we even got a couple of heads. Okay, so we have the storage area all closed off now, and it's looking pretty clean. We don't have really much going on the outside yet, as you can see through this window. Just kind of got a start going around there, and we really do need a way to get the shears up there. I'm thinking maybe if we just pop this out, we could put a chest in here and just have them go up. I would like some way to know that it is empty, however, so I would probably need a comparator somewhere, and putting a bunch of redstone up here might get a little tricky. So for now, I'm thinking maybe we'll just leave it, and then when it comes to actually be an issue, we can just deal with it then. But going around the rest of the building here, it's starting to come together fairly well. I'm thinking we'll still keep two windows right here. We're not actually going to be able to see through those from the storage area, but from the outside we can look in, and if we're like back here, we can kind of look in and stuff. So it's just a nice way, I think, to mix up the wall a little bit. We gotta figure out what's going on over here, though. That's pretty ugly mess going on over there at the moment. And then around the back, we have a couple of these gray pillars that we had going out the front, and another place for a window that's just popped out one block to just kind of make this a little bit less flat. And then we got a mirror image going on this side of what's going on around the other side, and then just sort of blended in on the side here. I was going to put a window, but it's not very big, and there's literally no place you can see it. You also can't really see anything. If we did put a window there, it would just be dirt, so I don't think there's really any benefit to doing that. If we go ahead and pop in through here, though, you can see that there's still some ugliness going on underneath here, and we are going to be able to see that from these windows. So we're going to have to do something with the floor, maybe bring this down a little bit and just kind of block off the redstone, or maybe like put glass around something to kind of like frame it. I got some stuff to play with, but so far I think it's coming along fairly well. How do we actually get back in here? There we go. Let's just go ahead and do that for the moment. Everything is looking pretty good, though, and I think we're headed in the right direction. Okay, so we've gotten a lot done in between clips. There's been a lot of work done on the infrastructure around here, mostly in this general area. And I've noticed that this is one block offset here. We got 2 blocks right there, and we've got 4 over here. Now, it's not a huge deal, but I do have half a mind to just move this whole building over 1 block. Might do that, but not right now. It's something I'm considering. I don't want to consider it, but I don't want to get any further on this room until I can be totally sure what's going on with that. I really do want to make this even, but I don't necessarily have the time to do that, so maybe we'll do it, but we'll see. Anyway, coming around the front here, I've started outlining another building here, and this is going to be our nether building. As you can tell, I moved the portal over here from way down there, and we are going to build something pretty cool looking, I think. I've got it already planned out. There's going to be a lot that goes into it, so yeah, it's going to be pretty massive. And in the Nether, we've cleaned up as well. If you go ahead and take a look here, this is totally different than before. We used to have the portal way up there, and now we have this nice big tunnel. It goes straight off to the hub, and it's big enough to fly. And we are, of course, actually going to be decorating this tunnel. We're not leaving it like this. That was a random block that needs to get taken care of. I do have a design for this as well. That'll be coming sometime in the future. Hello, that rocket didn't tick. And we're going to hook it right up to this here. And it looks like there's more and more ice every time I come through here. So we are going to do the ice path thing all hooked up. We're not going to add the rail system, and honestly, I'm going to be flying most of the time, so even the ice might be a little bit of overkill. And that hooks up right over here. So this is Gingerbeard's tunnel, and I think Y2K is, yeah, Dub. He is down there as well, so that's pretty cool. And then we're also branching off that, and we're going to have this nice big tunnel that all connects all of us three. And I am now, for the first time, seeing this future minigames area. Oh, this blends in really, really nicely. Whoever did this tunnel, congrats on the awesome design. I really like this. I think we're missing some lanterns here. Let's see if this is also big enough to fly through. Possibly. Yes, just barely. Okay. Oh, there's going to be a wall. Oh, there's some shulker boxes there. Oh, there's the tunnel. Can we? No? Can we no? Up! Into the wall we go. Okay, let's go ahead through here and see what we're looking at. I'm not entirely sure. I've never been to this place before. And it's totally empty. Okay, cool. So I do have a plan for a minigame. In fact, I might even be able to introduce a couple that are kind of themed around the same thing. So this is pretty cool. I really like this area. And I'm not sure if somebody's already come through here and cleaned it out, or if they just happened to find a nice empty area. Is this even near anything? Doesn't look like it. So that's pretty cool. We got a lot of space to work with here. But this is far in the future. I just discovered this now, and I wanted to bring y'all over here. Oh, there's so many exciting plans for the future. And just like that, we have a tower. This kind of matches the rest of the place, minus the kelp blocks. Those are new. I'm going to try working them in. I'm not entirely sure if they're going to stay or not. Just something I'm playing around with. But going for a bit of a different style, slightly. We have a lot more rounding going on over here. I want to do a little bit less rounding on this, seeing as how it is the gateway to the Nether. I wanted to have a lot more square, sharp edges. And I think we've accomplished that. There's obviously still a lot to go on this. We got to fill in those squares there. We got to put a roof on it. And the inside's not done at all yet. But I really want to make it match, but also feel like it is the Nether building. So there's a lot more to play with. Of course, there's more to go on the inside. And we're going to do something a little goofy in here. I always like to do something a little goofy at my bases. And we haven't really done anything goofy so far this season. Last season, it was the boat that was supposed to have a dragon head. It ended up looking like a chicken. The season before that, I think we did something a little screwy too. There's always something, you know, and I've got an idea for right there. So anyway, I've got more to do, like I said, working in some bone blocks and some quartz as well for the whites. Probably got to do that a little bit more over here. We did it around the back. I don't know if I really made mention of that earlier, but there it is. It's carrying over. This has become a long project, though, because we ran out of both andesite and concrete, so it's taken me a while to collect all these resources. And something a little goofy I have done. These guys look a little derpy. We got some faces in the side of this tower. Those are supposed to be pillager faces, but they look a tad goofy. But we're going to keep them because I like how goofy they look. They're a little cross-eyed. But anyway, we got the rest of the decorations in. We really just had to do that and the roof. And if we come up here, we're actually playing around with fire a little bit. Are we going to be able to fly? There we go. So if we come on up here, we used a different color from the rest. We're trying to mix in some different colors here. And mind you that this green wool is actually going to be replaced with emerald blocks. I didn't have any of those. So we're playing with some fire. Like I said, we got some of the campfires up there, and then we've got hay bales under the corner ones here so that we get some different heights going on. I wanted it to look a little bit ominous. Maybe there's a little bit more work we can do, but I think once we start to grow some trees in this area and get some greenery done, it's going to fit in a whole lot better, and everything's going to come together really nicely. From this angle, it actually looks really nice. I think it's got a really nice curve to it, and then it sort of sharps off at the top there. Can I use that like a verb? It sharps off? Probably, but anyway, if we come on down here, the inside is fairly plain, but it's got a nice little vibe to it. I think we've got a couple of the statues here wielding gold swords this time instead of the typical iron that I have been using, and then a couple of the raid banners on there right into our portal, which links up to the Nether. And then some of that gray glazed terracotta that we've been using. I like how it's sunk down. It gives it a nice little raised feel when you're walking in, sort of like you're elevated. I think that's pretty cool. And then starting to do some of the greenery in here. And like I said, once we do some of that outside greenery, it's going to blend together a whole lot better. And I really, really cannot wait for that. It's gonna feel really nice, I think. So there's still lots to go on around here. I have so many plans, and I'm really excited for what's to come. But anyway, for now, hopefully y'all have enjoyed. Go and subscribe for more, and I'll see y'all next time.